Uy, palaki ng palaki mga box na dumarating dito sa aking studio. Look guys, oh, PUBG. Nakasulat dito, POVA 7 Ultra. Ultra nga, 5G. Tingnan natin ang laman nito. Uy, maraming laman. Look, meron tayo Tecno X dito na SIM card. Meron daw tong Unli na PUBG Mobile. Meron ako tatlong Ultra na trendy card. Tingnan nyo guys, oh. Isa, dalawa, and tatlo. Itong tatlo na ito, pwede mo magnetically isalpak sa likod ng iyong smartphone na POVA 7 Ultra. Meron din siyang special na power bank na kasama. Ito ang kanyang wireless power bank na kasama. And ganito itsura niya pag binuksan mo. Uy, ito malaki! Haha! Ba? PUBG na print to, POVA 7. Si POVA 7 Ultra ang official gaming phone ng PUBG Mobile. Nice! Suotin ko ito pag may tournament. And of course, ang shiny, shimmering na POVA 7 Ultra. May PUBG na print. MediaTek Dimensity 8350, 1.5K AMOLED display na may 144Hz screen refresh rate, and meron din siyang 6,000 mAh na battery. So pag-usapan natin after this quick intro. Ito si Tecno POVA 7 Ultra 5G na may 12 gigs of RAM and 256 GB of storage will be priced at 16,999. Pero sa kanyang early bird price, you can get this for just 12,999. Sobrang laki ng kanyang discount. Plus, meron pa siya kasamang 1,999 pesos worth na freebies if you order early. Isang 5,000 mAh na wireless magnetic power bank. One of these three design dito sa case card ng PUBG. This is a perfect combo. This is definitely a perfect combo to go together with your POVA 7 Ultra 5G. And na-test ko na kanyang 5G and it's working dito sa phone na ito, kay dito. And you get this free for every single purchase ng Tecno POVA 7 Ultra and Tecno POVA 7 Curve 5G. Meron siya bonus na daily na PUBG mobile data if you subscribe to select level up promos. More details on the description box below kung saan mo siya pwede mabili. And just simply click the link kasi it's an official link. Huwag na paligoy-ligoy kasi baka ma-scam ka pa. Now, one of the good things na gusto ko dito sa Tecno POVA 7 Ultra is ang ganda ng kanyang design. I like yung kanyang glass finish dito sa likod. And this one comes together with a glass back finish, plastic side frames, and a Corning Gorilla Glass 7 eye protected na screen dito sa harap. Personally, gustong-gusto ko itong kanyang design. Meron pa siyang pa-status light dito sa kanyang camera, which looks very cool para sa gamers. Medyo similar lang siya sa glyph interface in Nothing phones. Now, itong phone na ito is IP64 dust and water resistant. So, meaning pag matalsik ka ng tubig, maulanan, it's okay. Just don't dunk this inside the water. Tinry ko naman tinang ng SIM slot. It can support dalawang 5G SIM, pero wala na siya expansion slot. Another good point dito sa phone nito is quite thin ang kanyang bezel and it's quite symmetrical. Maliit din ang kanyang punch hole, by the way. No problem, ang reklamo ko dito sa kanya is medyo makapal siya at 9mm. Pero overall design, I'll give it a 8 out of 10. Now, this phone is being powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 8350 Ultimate. So, we've seen in the past yung performance, sa capability nitong chipset na ito, and it can definitely perform. Pagdating sa multitasking, editing ng video, playing games, walang problema dito sa phone na ito. Later, we'll test some AAA games and the two official games na support ni Tecno POVA 7 Ultra, which is the Honor of Kings and si PUBG Mobile. And it got me 1.54 million na Antutu benchmark score. And nung binigdan ko siya, this is what I got. 2,800 loop score with a 80% stability dito sa WADEV Extreme. And itong score na kuha ko dito sa kanyang CPU benchmarking sa Geekbench and sa kanyang GPU benchmark. Maganda ang kanyang simula, pero nung paggitna na siya, medyo umiinit siya and it throttled to 66% ang kanyang best performance. Malalaman natin later sa gaming kung kamusta naman siya. Now, itong phone na ito comes together with a 6,000 mAh na battery, supporting up to 70 watts na wired charging, which is quite fast for its price point, and a 30 watts na wireless charging. So, ginagawa ko lang, ikakabit ko lang to together with the case, and you'll see it charging wirelessly, and iilaw pa ang kanyang notification dito sa likod. This is quite good. Now, nung tinest ko naman siya on a day-to-day basis, I could say na walang problema dito sa phone na ito. A whole day of usage. Though masasabi ko sa medyo matakaw sa konti sa battery, pero it can still last me a whole day of usage. Basta walang heavy gaming, walang video chatting the whole day, and walang video recording the whole day din. And nung sinalang ko naman to sa PC Mark na battery stress test, nilagay ko ang 50% brightness and 60Hz na screen refresh rate, it gave me a near 10.5 hours of screen on time. For me, not bad. Alam naman natin na medyo matakaw sa battery ang 8350 Ultimate based on my past experience. Nang pag-usapan natin quickly ang kanyang display. This one has a 6.67-inch na AMOLED display with a 144Hz screen refresh rate with 4,500 nits of maximum brightness. This is being protected by the Corning Gorilla Glass 7i, and currently this phone is running iOS 15 inside Android version 15. By the way guys, this one can display up to 1.5K na display, and if you're browsing naman sa inyong socials like Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, wala kang maging problema dito. Basta maganda yung internet connection, you'll be swiping endlessly dito on your favorite social media platforms. Smooth naman transition dito whenever I'm using it. And pag nanood ka naman ng videos on YouTube, expect naman na maganda ang display dito. You'll be able to get a really good immersive experience naman out of this phone if you're watching your favorite shows. Now, meron naman siya dual speakers dito. Pakinggan lang natin kung gaano kalakas ang kanyang tugtugin. The sound is just okay, hindi naman siya ganong kalakasan nga lang. I'll still prefer using my favorite na TWS. Now, pagdating sa gaming, I was able to play 5 titles. Si PUBG Mobile, si Honor of Kings, si Wuthering Waves, si Genshin Impact, and si Call of Duty Mobile. Pagdating sa PUBG, wala mo naging problema dito. I was able to play the game quite smooth. Okay naman ang kanyang graphics, so it was really nice and very immersive. And honestly, I would say na sobrang okay na okay ang gaming experience ko dito sa kanya. Wala naman na-feel na frame drops dito and quite smooth ang gaming experience ko. Nung chinecheck ko ang FPS counter, I was just hovering around mga 118 to 120, sometimes 121. And I would say na hindi naman siya na-frame drops dito. Wala naman siyang lags and the gameplay was quite good. And pinakamainit na inabot ko dito after an hour of gaming, 42 degrees Celsius. Pagdating sa Honor of Kings, the gameplay was good. Honestly, probably this is one of the phones na maganda experience ko sa Honor of Kings. And consistent naman ang aking frame rate. Naglalaro siya between 119 to 121. So, more or less, 120 is a no problem dito sa Honor of Kings. Magandang touch response. The gameplay was good. Smooth naman ang graphics dito. And pinakamainit na inabot ko is just 39 degrees Celsius after an hour of gameplay. Pagdating sa Call of Duty Mobile, I was trying to hit 120 dito. Pero pinaka-max na naabot ko lang dito is just 90. Pero most of the time nakita ko sa FPS counter is just 84. Quite smooth naman ang gaming ko dito. And I have no problem. No? Wala naman lags, wala naman any problem dito sa kanya. One of the good things naman dito sa kanya is magandang touch response. After an hour of gameplay, 42 degrees Celsius. Pagdating sa Wuthering Waves, okay na okay ang kanyang gameplay dito. I was quite surprised dito na okay ang performance niya dito. Though hindi ko naman siya sobrang sinagad, no? Knowing na this is a 8350 Ultimate, hindi naman siya 9400 plus. The gameplay was okay. There's a few lags na napansin ko along the way. Though, one good thing naman dito sa kanya is quite good naman kanyang graphics, okay ang kanyang touch response. Hindi ko na masyado trip yung kanyang sounds kasi hindi lang ganun kalakasan, so I have to use my favorite headphones. And yung pagdating sa frame rates, nasa around 43 to 45 FPS ang na-achieve ko dito sa game na ito. And pinakamainit na na-achieve ko after an hour of gameplay, 45 degrees Celsius. And of course, si Genshin Impact, the gameplay was good. Probably not the best na experience, no, for 8350. Could have been better, I would say. The gameplay was okay. Smooth naman siya, though there's a few lags na napansin ko along the way. Pero one good thing naman sa kanya is na-achieve niya 60 FPS. Pero nag-hover ako at around mga 57, 58, ganon, whenever I'm trying to pick doon sa kanyang FPS counter. Pero the touch response was really good. Very snappy, very responsive. The display was okay. And pinakamainit na na-achieve ko is 44 degrees Celsius after an hour of gameplay. Napag-usapan natin quickly ang kanyang camera. Can it perform or talagang pure pang gaming tong phone na ito? It has a 108MP na main camera sensor and it also comes together with the 8MP na ultra-wide lens. It can record up to 4K and 30fps na video and ang kanyang front-facing camera is 13MP which surprisingly can also record up to 4K and 30fps. Now let's check out the camera performance ng POVA 7 Ultra. Starting off with some outdoors na nakuha natin, honestly not so bad siya for its price point. Taking a look at some of these trees, okay naman kanya pagka-green. Though it's a bit saturated, I would admit, pero hindi naman siya yung sobrang OA yung pagka-saturation. You did see the cloud details naman dito on this photo. It's pretty nice. And taking a look at some of the buildings naman na nakuha natin, quite sharp naman mga photo niya, not bad. And taking a look at some of the other angles naman na nakuha natin, okay naman ang pictures na na-captured natin. Now, nung nilalaro ko naman na ultra-wide lens is how it looks like. Normal. 2 times. 5 times, 10 times, and this is a 15 times zoom. Though it's a bit grainy, Pero makita mo, Primex tower nakasulat dito, still clear. Now, one thing to notice between yung kanyang ultra-wide lens and yung kanyang normal shot is that masyadong pale ang color ng kanyang ultra-wide lens. Now, if you go indoor, taking some apparel shot, not bad naman capture natin. You see details on this one, and pag zoom in mo, okay naman siya. Kitang-kita mo yung mga fabrics niya and materials, like this one. Now, if you're trying to get some subject shot like this one, okay, not bad. Makita mo maganda ka ng color. This is another great shot. Kita natin, pati yung mere thread niya dito sa kanyang bunganga, kitang-kita pa rin. Now, kung hilig mo naman sa food photography, this camera can give you some really great shots. Now, probably not as great as yung mga upper mid-ranger or mga mid-ranger, but the POVA 7 Ultra can give you some good and decent na food shot. Though medyo mas naninilaw siya pag under the yellow halogen bulb. Pero other than that, I would say na pretty nice and pretty good naman mga photos na na-capture natin dito sa this camera. Though it's a little bit grainy pag zoomin mo sobra, it's a bit soft. Well, understand naman natin due to its price point. Pero nevertheless, I would say it's pretty nice. Na kung maganda naman lighting mo, you'll be able to get some really nice shot naman sa mga food. Lalo na itong sisig na ito. Honestly, pag hindi mo zoom, okay naman siya. Pero zoom mo makita mo, it's a little bit soft nga lang. Na kung mahilig ka naman sa flowers, mukhang okay naman tong kanyang camera, no? Under indoor, low light, it was able to give me some pretty nice solid shots. Na pagdating naman sa outdoor using the front-facing camera, not bad, pero probably not the best for its price point. Pero I would say it's quite decent naman, being able to capture mga details sa aking mukha. And pagdating naman sa indoor, makita mo talagang di hamak na mas smoother na siya, mas makinis na aking mukha. Pero mas softer na ang mga photos na na-capture ko from the indoor. Except na siguro kung medyo magandang lighting on indoor, you'll still be able to get some nice ones. Now, if you're using the front-facing camera for vlogging, honestly, I'm quite surprised dito sa kanya. Smooth siya, hindi siya matagtago. Taking a look at this video, I'm quite surprised with its performance. No, kanyang rear camera naman, honestly, not bad agad ang resolution and quite stable din. I'm just using my bare hand dito. Though there are times sa pansin ko parang medyo may konting focus hunting. Pero hindi naman siya malala. Now guys, ano masasabi ko dito sa Tecno POVA 7 Ultra 5G? Honestly, ultra na ultra ang feel dito sa phone nito. And I would tell you na this phone can give you a good gaming experience. Kahit AAA games pa siya, I was able to play Wuthering Waves and of course Genshin Impact. Wala akong naging problema sa kanya. Mas lalo na sa PUBG and sa Honor of Kings. I like yung kanyang design, lalo na meron sa pailaw dito sa likod, which is definitely a winner for me. Though probably the downside dito is a little bit chunky and a little bit heavy at 200 grams para sa akin. Pero overall yung kanyang display is definitely okay. And together with a lot of freebies like this worth $1,999, definitely hindi ka talo if mabili mo to at a early bird price of $1,299. So if you want to know kung saan pwede mabili, I'll post the link on the description box below para hindi kayo ma-scam, makuha na straight from Tecno Official. Now if you like this video, guys, don't forget to share sa mga friends niyo and a quick sub sa aking channel is definitely us. I'll see you in my next video. And so, ako para si Richmond and you're watching Gadget Sidekick. What's up? Like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. For one of my latest uploads, click the dito. And for one of my popular uploads, click here.